Hi. So I wanted to take a moment to welcome all new members to the group and thank you for being here. And I hope that you find something useful from this group. Some of it may sound a little crazy and you may just be like, "Pfft, that's bullshit," and leave. And that's fine. I think that people that come get what they need. And if you don't need this group at this point in your life, that is absolutely fine. There was a point when in my life where every time somebody would leave, I would get upset. And then I went through a point where I would start singing in my head, "Another one bites the dust." That cracks me up, actually. I still sometimes do that. However, it doesn't affect me like it used to. I used to be like needing everybody's approval for myself. And if somebody left, that was a disapproval. And and the reason I'm talking about that is I think it's important because each one of us probably does that to some degree. Um, we get our worth, our sense of self from other people. And I think it's important when we all understand that's not where that sense of self and sense of worth comes from. It comes from within. So whether or not somebody is here or somebody walks away from you, that doesn't change who you are. It may be a notice to you. What do I need to do to change? Eh, I'm going to rewind that. Um, because we can't change to make other people happy. We have to be who we are. Um, I think a lot of the awful things that we see in our society, actually, I know a lot of the awful things that we see in our society would disappear or dissipate if more people were able to own who they are. Now, I'm not saying if you're a freaking criminal and you're hurting people or you're a child molester or you want to kill somebody. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, for me, for instance, being a medium, being a psychic, coming out of that psychic closet was very difficult for me. Um, and then the way I represent myself to people, I still struggle with that sometimes. When I say it, I kind of am waiting for somebody to freak out and run the other way, or waiting for somebody to throw a Bible verse at me. "You're going to go to hell." Well, I'm not, and neither are you. I don't believe in hell, to be honest with you. Um, I think that's a man made thing. I'm not saying that if we do horrible things that we don't have to deal with those, and we also reap karma. So we're creating karma in this life. So every time we do something awful, you get to work through that. Yay, you! That's why I tell people don't send out negative because that's all coming back to you. It comes back to you in a couple of ways. It comes back to you in the law of attraction, so that all those thoughts and things that you're putting out come back. So if you're flipping people off as a rule of thumb and telling people to go to hell and you're judging people, judging is the worst because that is a little more, that sometimes is a quick little reaction that you get. When people say, what did I do to deserve this? Sometimes it could very well be the thoughts that you're putting out, um, especially um, if you're one who takes the, I don't know how to say this. My mom was like this. She thought everything was happening to her, not through her, but to her. So she was a victim. That's the word I was looking for, victim. Um, and when we make ourselves a victim, we become a victim. And then you draw that to you. So sadly enough, which is heartbreaking because so many of us do it, but we don't realize it. We don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And I think that's also part of my hope is to help people know. And you know that saying, ignorance is bliss? No, not really. It's not really bliss. I used to think that too. What I don't know doesn't hurt me. That's not necessarily true. Um, it could be hurting you a lot, but you don't know why. So that's that whole what you put out. You may not know why bad things are happening or why you keep getting stuck in this awful situation. That's ignorance is not bliss because when you know, you can do something about it. So when you're sending out lots of negativity, once you realize what that does to you, you can stop it. It's not always easy to stop, trust me. I still do it. Um, but I try very hard to stop doing it. And what I find myself doing is replacing my negative. So if I start to send a negative thought to a specific contractor, I always remind myself he's doing the best he can with what he has in this lifetime. And uh, or he's doing the best he can with what he knows. And I do send him love so that he changes and then doesn't hurt other people, um, because it's just hurting himself. And he's stuck in a horrible situation in his own life. So remember, what you put out, you get back. And I have gone from one topic to the other, and I don't even remember what I started to say. I think I was welcoming people. And then I wanted you guys to know that this group is going to cover a lot of topics. And I love to have you here for as long as you're willing or want to stay. Please feel free to share. You can't actually share the group because of the settings. However, you can tell people about it and add them. If you do add somebody to this group, they have to answer some questions. What I've discovered is if you ask the question of, do you agree to be kind and respectful at all times, that kind of puts people on alert that this is not a group where you can come in and be a jerk. I've seen a lot of groups where people poke at each other and they argue and they're nasty. You can disagree with somebody without being an asshole. I have my moments being an asshole. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I get triggered. But in this group, I'm working on not being triggered and not allowing people in here that are going to start triggering each other. So if you come to the group to learn, that's fantastic. I'll do my best to share what I know. I don't allow people to come into this group and do readings. There's many reasons for that, actually. I have been in many groups where I've seen readings that I don't approve of. And the thing is this is my group that I created over years and years, and I broke a record here. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into this group. Well, I really did. I don't know about blood, that's kind of gross, but hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, maybe even thousands of hours into the group over the last several years. So when I give a reading, it's something that I am comfortable with. And I've seen what other people do. I've seen, not all, I've met some amazing mediums. There are some in this group, believe it or not, that I love with all of my heart, but I still don't allow them to read in here. And if they did, I'd boot them, even though I love them with all my heart. And that's just because I've found that when you give an inch, sometimes people take a mile. I've had people come into the group and tell other people that I offered to let them read in here. No, I have. I've had a lot of weird things happen, believe it or not. So, which is the reason I make decisions that I make, why I don't allow people just to post a picture and ask for a reading, because this would be inundated in no time at all. And there are other groups you can go to if you want just anybody to connect with you. There really are. Again, one of the reasons when I started to say was just allowing people to read. I've seen some stuff people say that I am appalled at. I can't say that there aren't times I say stuff and I'm like, oh my shit, I'm sorry that that does absolutely happen. But I'm okay. It's going to sound really awful. I'm okay if I do it. I just don't want anybody else to do it. I have to be responsible for myself. I can't be responsible for what anybody else says, and I won't. That's why I don't allow it. And plus, they can go build their own group. It's hard work. All right, you guys. And I also feel like I've earned and developed some trust with some of the people that are in this group. Some of you who are new don't know me very well, but there are some who have been with me since the beginning and who have kind of grown and watched me grow and grown with me, and I've seen them grow. And that's a pretty amazing thing. So anyway, I've taken too much of your time. I hope you have a fabulous day. I hope I hope something made sense in here. All right. Peace out.